Yo, what is going on everyone? Guiding Light here, back with a brand new Borderlands video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you guys the fastest way to level up your character. Now this is basically going to be the fastest way that you can hit level 50 on any of the characters in the game. So if you're just starting out in Borderlands, or maybe you're already up to like level 20 or 25 or so, I'm going to give you guys a bunch of tips and tricks that'll help you guys get all the way up to level 50 extremely quickly. So you might be wondering the best methods to leveling up. Do you want to stick to the main storyline? Do you want to do a bunch of side quests? Is there some sort of crazy farm that you can do to just grind out all the ranks really, really fast? And in this video, I'm going to answer all of those questions. So I have actually found a way to power level your character. This has gotten me from level 32 all the way up to 45 in as little as 30 minutes. So I do think this method is extremely fast. Are there faster methods out there? I'm sure there are if you're like glitching or something like that. But using this method, you'll still be able to go out of your way to do a bunch of quests, get loot, and do a bunch of other things. So honestly, I consider this to be one of the best methods in the game. So my method does take a little bit of grinding first. So in order to actually do this, you will need to have finished the main storyline. But with that being said, guys, that answers another question. Do you want to be doing a bunch of side quests? Honestly, I think the answer is no. If you can just go out of your way to do as many of the main storylines as fast as you can and get to the end of the story, when it comes around to doing those side missions, you're going to get a ton more XP and you're going to get way better loot than you would have if you did them without finishing the main story. So I suggest finishing out the main story because this will allow you to immediately start powering leveling up your character. You're also going to unlock Guardian ranks, which is an entire new leveling system for each and every character that will allow you to slide out different buffs for your character. You can only unlock Guardian rank once you finish the main story. So again, you're kind of missing out on all that XP that you could be putting into your Guardian rank by going out of your way to do side quests before finishing the storyline. You're also going to gain abilities to open up secret doors and go to certain areas that you wouldn't have been able to do by finishing out the main story. Once you finish the main storyline quest, you gain abilities to open up secret doors, and so that way when you actually go to do the side missions, you'll get all of the things done in that area and you won't have to backtrack, go back to the area just to maybe hit a vault symbol, or go back to an area just to open up a door. This time, you'll actually be able to do everything at once because you'll have the main story completed, and this will help you with all of those unlocks. So as soon as you do beat the main story, in order to start power leveling up your character, what you need to do is go to Sanctuary. Once you go to Sanctuary, you're going to unlock two new game modes that you can play. There's True Vault Hunter mode. This will allow you to start a brand new playthrough, but this time the enemies are going to be much more powerful and the loot will be better. There's also another game mode called Mayhem mode. Now Mayhem mode is where we're going to go to start our power leveling. So you do want to start in Mayhem mode 1. Now, if you're with a friend or you already have really good weapons, you can go into Mayhem Mode 2 right away, and that's going to get you some extra XP as well. So we're going to break down exactly how much of a boost you get for each one of the Mayhem Mode options. So you'll see in the top right corner when you open up your different quests that at level 1 Mayhem, you actually get a 10% of an XP boost. You get XP boost to your loot as well. As you work your way up to level 3, you're going to get a 50% XP boost and a 500% boost towards your loot chances. So the only reason we're starting out in Mayhem level 1 is to unlock better weapons. Now you can unlock better weapons in just a few minutes by spinning the slot machines or by just opening up some crates with weapons in them while in Mayhem mode. You can also go and do one of the side missions really quickly, open up the chest that you'll find alongside of the mission, and that will also get you great loot as well. Also, once you see yourself in Mayhem mode, you'll notice that the drops that you get from the enemies are substantially better than you get when just playing in a normal mode. So after one mission or just a couple spins, you'll easily be able to boost yourself up to Mayhem mode 2 or 3. Now, for some reason you're having trouble in Mayhem mode 2 or 3, keep in mind you can always find other players. You also want to make sure you have the best weapons possible equipped with the highest possible score. This will help a ton if you don't have a friend online. I was able to do this in solo though, so don't think that you need to have other players with you in order to get this done, but it definitely makes a huge difference and makes it go even faster if you do have another person with you or even a full team. So if you can't find people, just be sure to go into the start menu from here. You can actually put your party on public and you can go into the socials tab and begin matchmaking on any mission that you are on in order to find other players at a similar level to you or players that are on the similar mission. This is a great way to find teammates and this will help you get it done if you're by yourself and really struggling to kill those enemies. Now, once you feel comfortable on Mayhem Mode 3, you can begin to power level your character extremely fast. Now, this is why you actually don't want to go and do side missions before finishing the main storyline, because if you do, the method I'm about to show you will not work as well. So the method works by going into your quests on Mayhem Mode 3, and you're going to go into your previous logs. You want to find the missions that are labeled under the rare spawn missions. These missions are extremely easy to complete even though they're in Mayhem Mode 3, and you're going to see just how much XP I earn only in about 5 minutes time, and the loot you get is also pretty nice as well. Now, if you're not done with the main story yet and you're just trying to get to the point where you can power level, keep in mind while you're in those main story missions, you don't have to kill every single enemy you see. You can run past a good majority of the enemies in the missions and then just try to get to the boss, and this will help save a lot of time when trying to get to the end of the game. If you don't really care too much about killing every single little enemy, going through every little bit of loot at the beginning of the game, then you don't really have to worry too much about it. You can run past a lot of enemies until you get to the end, because either way you're going to start power leveling, and most of the loot you get, you're going to end up selling anyways. Now, if you do end up selling some loot, be sure to buy extra inventory slots. This will help substantially once you get into Mayhem Mode, because the stuff you get in Mayhem Mode is worth a ton of money. Make almost like 200,000 cash in only like one mission. So just keep in mind, you're going to be getting tons of cash, tons of weapons once you get to this stage of the game. So a lot of the stuff that you get at the beginning isn't going to be worth much. Now, if you're paying attention to my XP bar there at the bottom, you'll notice that it's actually just flying up. As I kill these enemies, they grant me an extremely great amount of XP. Now, the craziest thing is that these enemies don't have anything to do with the mission. They're just the random enemies that spawn alongside on the way of getting there. So keep that in mind when you're in Mayhem Mode. You do want to actually kill every single ad, because you can see there that I get up to 10,000, 15,000 XP just for killing 2 or 3 enemies at a time. So if you have highly explosive weapons, or if you've actually gone into Tier 2 and Tier 1 first, and actually gone and gotten some really good weapons like the one I have here, these enemies are extremely easy to kill, and you can actually just keep throwing grenades, keep throwing these explosive weapons, and all the XP just rains in. Now, as you finish one of the rare spawn missions, you can immediately load up another one. Now, this rare spawn missions only take like 5 minutes tops, and you're going to see here just how fast I end up completing this one. So before even walking into the spawn of this rare spawn mission, I was able to get a ridiculous amount of XP by just killing those ads. So this clip is not fast forwarded or anything, and you're going to see that I literally leveled up an entire level just by killing this boss, and it literally only takes like 45 seconds. So there's like 15 bosses that you can kill after the story's over if you save most of the missions, and this will easily get you up to like level 45, 50 with no problem at all. And I was only doing this method for about an hour. I leveled up over 10 times and was still able to make this video. So it's extremely fast if you save all of these missions for the end. So just by killing the boss there, I was actually able to level up my Guardian level and also level it up halfway again. On top of that, we got a ridiculous amount of normal XP. And if you notice my skill bar, you'll see that I actually got an entire level from that mission as well after completing the mission. Not only did I get the Guardian level, but I got the actual overall level as well. We immediately load up into the next boss mission, and as soon as we get into the first room, we're flooded with enemies that I just throw a bunch of grenades at, use my explosives again like last time, and I start power leveling up again. Now, I got over 20 Guardian levels as well, and as little as about an hour. Like I said, I was only doing this for about an hour. I got over 20 Guardian levels, which I was able to dump into my skill tree. Now, on top of that, after dumping all these points into my skill tree, I did one more boss, and I actually got 3 Guardian points right back, and that was after already being at Guardian rank 39. So as you're leveling up your character, before you even start power leveling, you can go into Sanctuary, and you can spend a lot of money on these upgrades. I suggest spending a lot on the grenades and spending a lot on the ammo capacity, because if you come around the right weapons, you're going to be able to just spam the grenades at the crowds of enemies, and this will help with the power leveling a little bit. On top of that, you definitely want to increase your inventory space, because you're going to be able to make a lot of money by selling items. It's not really uncommon to stumble across weapons in Mayhem Mode that are worth upwards of 10,000 a piece. Most of them on average are worth 3,000 or 4,000, so after killing just one boss or looting a chest, you can get over $10,000. So although that does sound like a lot of money at first, once you get to endgame, it's really not very much at all. And you'll find yourself with an inventory of over like 400,000 or 500,000 cash in only like 2 hours into Mayhem Mode. So the best way to get this done is definitely to play with friends or to just use that quick play feature. You can also leave your party open so that random people can just join in on your missions as well, which is extremely helpful and definitely makes the process go even further. Now, if you end up getting one of these weapons that I have here where you, instead of reloading it, you can just throw it for explosives. As you guys can see here, you can just start throwing it into the clusters of enemies. You don't even have to really aim at them anymore, and you can just see how fast my XP is just flying up because of the splash damage alone. So, like I said, guys, this works on just about every single character in the game. It doesn't have to just be the one that I'm playing on now. It all comes down to that method, and it all comes down as to whether or not you really do want to skip most of the side missions and just power level up your character by doing the main story missions. So, hopefully this guide helps you guys out, helps you level up your character as fast as possible in Borderlands, helps you level up your second characters as well, because I know I'm definitely going to be making an alt. So, hopefully this helps you guys out. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to see more Borderlands guides, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.